2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, and welcome. This is Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A number of storylines emerging as the season gets into full swing. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the Timberwolves out in Minneapolis. For the Timberwolves, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. And for Karl Anthony Towns, just last season, GMs voted him the player they'd most like to build a team around. Shaq, I can't think of higher praise than that.
That's because Big Cats is a perfect example of the modern-day center. Can do it all, Ernie, on both ends of the floor.
I really like his game, too.
I agree. He's a terrific scorer on 3 levels, and that's pretty impressive. He can do it on the box, the mid-range, and the 3-ball, Ernie.
Yes,
he has a lot of years left in him. He can make a big impact. I probably would want to start a team with him as well.
Kevin Harlan will have the call. Game's about to start. We'll see y'all later.
Clouds passing high over the 10th Avenue Bridge and the Mississippi River here in Minneapolis. A gorgeous scene. The Timberwolves look to take charge here at the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. Along with Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and Hall of Famer David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. Boy, do we have a treat for you folks. The big ticket is here. Kevin Garnett in the house. KG, welcome.
Man, a lot of people don't know that you actually gave me the name, the big ticket. Dude, K-Hard, man, I hope you got a package of all this somewhere. I hope you own all the names that you've given over the years.
You are the big ticket still. Great to have Kevin Garnett. Looking at Boston, they took a win in their last game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all theirs. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, Karl Anthony Towns has a different disposition than his predecessor and mentor, Kevin Garnett. The KG said of Cat, don't take the smile for weakness. He plays with another type of engine. What they do share, Kevin, is a true love for the game. Back to you.
Outstanding, D.A. Thank you. And the type of leader you are, Kevin, the idea of coaching must have crossed your mind at some time. Am I right or no?
Oh, no. Listen, I like to think.
Too much?
You know what? You have to have a certain patience with coaching. I like to think of myself as a teacher. I like to think of myself as being able to articulate certain things about the game, having a high IQ, being able to translate that from, how I'm thinking to showing you. Those are the things that enthusiastic about, some stuff I want to show about. I don't have any enthusiasm about being out here, X's and O's, drawing up a play. That, man, being a coach is a huge responsibility.
And if they couldn't match your intensity, I'm sure that would frustrate you as a coach,
no,
right?
You have to understand that not matching my intensity, but getting a goal done. How you go about something is your way. As long as we're here to reach the same goal.
Yes.
I can't tell you how hard to do something. But I will hope that you would do it hard enough to where it was preventative or however hard it took to reach the goal. And, I've always said that if I'm able to teach someone and get them to work with me, I would hope that they would put some velocity in it in the hopes in which I win at it. That's the only way you got to go at it.
Well said. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Down low, it's Morris and Horford. Irving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Tatum in at the 3. Now here's Teague. He picked up 15 points in their last win against San Antonio.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
No good. Good work defensively by Morris. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Boston. Floats it up for Horford. And the dunk by Horford.
Well, the rise for the alley-oop, just remarkable timing, perfect execution.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now here's Teague. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Irving against Teague. Irving kicks to Brown. Over Wiggins. And too long on the shot. Timberwolves have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Sharch has the open look. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Brown against Wiggins. Horford the pass to Irving. And Kevin, when you look at Towns, is he as close to you in terms of what you were as any player you've seen maybe since you've been in the league? And young guy who plays the same position.
Cat is his own thing. You know, I like to think that he has a little bit of me in him. He has a little bit of Chris Bosh in him. He has a little bit of Webb in him. I like to think that he has some Tim Duncan in him because he used the glass. He used his left. You know, he'll slip under. He'll go under you. He's crafty. He shoots the three like Rasheed. Like he can put the ball on the floor like a guard. Like when you look at his makeup, man, you know, he's trying to morph. You know, just think about what he's doing. He's at the 5. Really, I call him a 4, but he's at the 5 doing this. You know, him and Embiid, you know, him and Porzingis, all these guys are morphing the center and power forward position.
It's amazing to watch.
Listen,
it's evolving right before our eyes.
It is, man,
with these kids.
and it's greatness, and I'm glad I got a front row seat, and I'm glad I got a super intimate relationship with my dude to be able to see the DNA to carry this on, man. This is great, man. Cat's the future, bro. He's the future. Nothing better than that.
Timberwolves trail. Wiggins with it. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Jaylen Brown.
Well, an ever-diversifying offensive arsenal. Wiggins baits the defender with that little up fake.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws of the game right now. Free throw good. Wiggins.
Well, getting to the line at will nowadays. Wiggins wanting to improve his free throw percentage.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Here's Irving. He's coming off a 19-point game against Cleveland.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
Outside Tatum. He feeds it to Morris. Towns with the steal. And now the Timberwolves on the break. On up the court. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Horford. Morris has got his second basket of the night.
I'll tell you, you have to take pride in finishing through contact. You get the sense Marcus Morris relishes that chance.
Teague can't hit.
Well, despite his struggles from the field in this period, you know he's going to keep asking for the basketball.
For 3. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Kevin, you talk a lot about passion, but also fundamentals. Who are some of the guys you faced that had great footwork that you admired and maybe even picked something up in terms of footwork after watching them play?
You know, footwork that jumps right out at me. Charles Barkley had really good footwork.
Interesting.
He was 6'4", undersized.
Yes.
He was able to use his body a lot. He was very physical. A lot of people don't know Charles Barkley had an unbelievable vertical. Yeah, Tim Duncan had really good feet also. Rasheed Wallace had really good feet work. Shaq, believe it or not, I didn't really guard a lot of Shaq, but Shaq had a really good feet. You know, you can really go through the whole catalog of guys. I'm thinking Zach Randolph because he was always opening up. Chris Bosh had really good feet.
Great names. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Horford. Knocked away.
And look at how well the defense does to cut his path to the basket. Comes up empty on what might have been an easy play.
Offensive rebound. Saric. Good work defensively by Morris.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
And the call will be against Al Horford. That's his first foul. And here's Saric. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. Trailing by 2. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
Let's go to our 2K leaderboard. Three-point shooting, where you expect to see some high percentages from the shooting guard position. And that's just what this group has provided. Fifth on the list, Andrew Wiggins.
These guys are gunners. I mean, they've got the green light at all times because of their three-point shooting. I mean, they are cash money.
You don't want to get into a three-point contest with any of these players. The range we see among that group is beyond belief. Even against the tightest of coverage, no shot is a bad shot for any of them.
Here's Teague, following the bucket by the Celtics. Down low, here's Towns. Morris with the block.
Well, Marcus Morris, the frame and the length to block shots, that's pretty.
Celtics leading by 4. Brown dishes to Irving. Wiggins with the block. And Kevin, to see you come in straight out of high school into the NBA, you forget, but it was so historic because we had not seen a high school player in such a long time.
Right. Yeah, at that time, you know, it was 20 years before anybody had ever thought of the idea. I figured that I had the work ethic and the passion and the appetite for it. And I never looked back. I never second-guessed my decision. And when I did second-guess myself, I got in the gym and changed it.
One of the greatest picks in the history of the draft. Morris kicks to Tatum. Passes it to Horford. 5 on the clock. Back to Tatum. Off target with his 3.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
This is exactly what you hope for from your point guard, Jeff Teague, unselfishly pulling all the right strings.
And here's Irving, following the three-pointer by Andrew Wiggins. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Taj Gibson's checked in for the Timberwolves. Rose comes in for Jeff Teague. The Celtics also changing it up. Gordon Hayward comes in for Tatum. And Smart subbed in for Jaylen Brown. Now here's Rose. 11 points for him in that last game against San Antonio.
Boy, and defensively, he had them off balance. He was able to come away with 4 steals.
Here's Irving, following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Irving finds Horford. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Following the basket by Al Horford. Wiggins against Smart. Pass to Covington. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Towns, no luck. Boston trailing. In the corner, it's Hayward. Takes the 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, Gordon Hayward will find his rhythm fast if you allow him to catch and shoot.
Rose against Irving. Left side, Gibson. He's looking for Wiggins and finds him. Good work there as it goes. Wiggins has got 9.
And you can see he's got a little bounce in his step. 3 out of 4 to start.
And Kevin, looking back at all the discussion and interviews over the years, you make a lot of analogies to food. Are you a foodie at heart?
Oh, my God. Kev, I am not a foodie.
Really?
Kev, I eat to live.
Well, you know about it.
You know, I eat to live, but I don't want to fool you. I eat to live. Listen, sometimes I forget to eat. Is that bad? Is that bad?
Well, as hard as you work, there's probably a lot on your mind.
Man,
I can get that.
Listen, I like to, a big plate of food scares me. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to keep going on that analogy. You know, a bunch of food no, I don't want to keep going on that one. Just know that I'm not a foodie. But when I explain things, I like to articulate things where people can understand it. So I use food right away.
Good way to connect the dots.
A little bit.
Yeah,
you know, parallels in life and food are very similar, man.
Good. Here's Irving after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, the lob to Irving. Gibson with the steal. To the paint. Here's Wiggins, and Wiggins throws it down.
Well, Kevin, no one's ever questioned his court vision. Rose playing unselfish basketball, being the leader this team needs him to be.
Now, here is Irving. He's a player that you can only hope to slow down as he averages nearly 28 points a game. Covington against Hayward. Out to Morris. Clock at 6. And on the way from Irving for 3. That one, no good. And Minnesota now the other way. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you'd have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
Covington with the steal. And here we go. Wiggins heading to the hoop. Pulls up. Here's Towns. Yep, that one goes. Towns has got his second bucket tonight.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Wiggins against Smart. Hayward passes to Irving. Some solid defense from Rose.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Gorky Dangs checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Tolliver comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Dang in for Andrew Wiggins. Then for the Celtics, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Daniel Tice comes in for Morris. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. Here's Rozier. Last game he had 10 points. The pass to Smart. Back to Rozier. They need this one. Smart misses. Timberwolves leading by 5. Here is Tolliver. It's rebounded by Tice.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
You know, Kevin, Gordon Hayward has paid a price in the gym, and now his strength allows him to score through aggressive defenders.
The Celtics shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Hayward no good on that one.
Well, and this 6'8" forward from Indiana is impressive. Gordon Hayward is so intense, plays so hard on both ends. And I'll say this to you, his athleticism catches you off guard.
Tolliver kicks to Gibson. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Gibson, great positioning on the putback. And the Timberwolves lead by 5.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Rozier. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
Oh, nice double pump finish there. Strictly for the fans.
Now here's Rose. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Over Rozier. And so it's Andrew Wiggins making highlights for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Al Horford was born in the Dominican Republic, and he talked about why he gravitated towards basketball instead of baseball.
Coming from a place where, you know, baseball is what's driven to us every time. I mean, I started playing baseball. I didn't play basketball. I started playing baseball, and, you know, just watching my dad play basketball, I just fell in love with the game. But people were still telling me, they're like, nobody makes it out of here, usually out of basketball. I mean, your dad was a very rare case, and, you know, I just believed in it.
Yep, wanted to follow in his father's footsteps.
And what a career. College championships at Florida, an all-star in the NBA. I think he made the right choice.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what's your take so far in the Timberwolves?
I'll tell you, when you take care of the backboards, good things seem to happen.
Well, I think it's been a priority to hit the glass, no doubt, and using their length and athleticism to perfection on the boards.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Taj Gibson is out there with Gorgie Dang. Then it's Dang, and there's Anthony Tolliver, and it's Rose in at the 1 spot. Kevin, can you be great playing NBA basketball and not love to play the game of basketball?
I think it helps, man. You know, to love something is to do it with that love, to do it with that passion, to do it with that effort. You know, I can remember when my grandmother would be in there cooking with my aunt, and they would be in there singing, and they'd be dancing, they'd be tasting, and they'd be
Good
mixing.
memories.
Great memories, and, you know, and you would come in there, and it was just a good time, and that energy and that spirit, if you will, or that vibration or whatever was in her cooking, and when you taste their food, it was magical. So
How wonderful.
I like to think that when you play or when you practice or whatever you're doing with that love and that passion, with that appetite, with that whatever's in your mind or whatever that picture is that you're chasing, you're doing it with that passion that I'm loving what I'm doing. And when you do it with that passion, it shows. It's radiant. And people see it for what it is, straight up.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star, and if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Kevin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Teague's checked in. Boston also with the sub. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Marcus Smart. The Timberwolves have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That's his first foul. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Teague against Rozier. Back to Tolliver. On the wing, Dang. Just 4 to shoot. And he drops it in from the low post. Celtics trail by 3. And here is Rozier. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Hayward outside. Rose against Brown, and it goes down 2 points. Brown's got his first bucket of the night. And the three-pointer becoming a bigger and bigger part of the NBA game. Kev, there's little doubt in my mind that had you worked on the three, taken that road, you would have been proficient at the three.
Oh, no, I can shoot threes.
Well, I know you can. I know you can.
I can shoot threes. I just didn't shoot threes. And Doc was like, why don't you shoot the three? And I was like, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4. We got like 7 3-point shooters over here. The last thing we need. Somebody has to rebound some of this, okay, Doc? Again, get off of me. I want you to shoot the three. I'm like, I'm not shooting three.
But he knew you could.
And
you know you could.
I knew, but listen, listen, know your strengths. And I always knew my strengths. And when I needed to hit a three, I would look over there like, oh, you happy? I hit a three, okay? Shoot another one. I'm like, no. I don't know what was wrong with me.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And the basket by Rozier.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Teague finds Jang. Jang with it. Rozier defending. But they get it back. Teague for three. Kept alive, Minnesota. Rose against Brown. Now here's Rose. D right on him. Tolliver, no luck.
That's as good a look as he's going to get beyond the arc, but there are no sure things from that range, even for him.
Brown. Pass to Rozier. Hayward looking over the floor. And it's all evened up. Hayward's got 10 points in the game.
Well, Gordon Hayward has an interior game that is solid. He's outstanding using his height and his touch on the interior.
Now here's Dang. kicks it to Tolliver. Passes it to Rose. And it's blocked by Brown. For three, Hayward. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
He has that confidence rolling, hitting 2 threes in the first, but he hasn't had one since.
Baines with the block, and he's able to get it back. Dang passes to Tolliver. Back to Dang. He kicks to Jang. Second chance shot. Count the basket. And the Timberwolves lead by 2. And Kevin, you were so loyal. But can you imagine your career had you not been traded to Boston and played with those guys and had that coach and in that city with all that tradition? Can you even imagine your career?
You know what? I should have did it earlier. I should have got with Paul earlier. I told him that.
Everybody wants to play with him. Everyone wants to play with you.
Yeah, Paul and I should have got together earlier, but, you know, through the loyalty and still feeling like, you know, you can still do it. You know, you got to have a machine behind you. Yeah. You know, management has to be behind you. They got to be willing to put up dollars and be as boisterous as you are. I got to experience Boston and having a machine behind us. And Doc Rivers controlled that whole thing as much as he could, and it worked. So, yeah.
Two shots.
That free throw, no good.
How exciting is Jaylen Brown as a basketball player? This guy is a skilled forward who loves showing off that ability to dunk the basketball.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Karl-Anthony Towns checked in for Tolliver. Sharch comes in for Luol Deng. And Wiggins is subbed in for Derrick Rose. And he's good on the second. And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Pass to Towns. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
I mean, guys, how good is the form and the release? Karl-Anthony Towns capable in the mid-range as well.
Tatum on the wing. From downtown, again the miss by the Celtics.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Jang, and it's blocked by Brown, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown. Robert Covington's checked in for Minnesota. The Celtics also with a sub. Morris is checked in. And the Timberwolves with possession here. It's a three-point game. T kicks to Sharch. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Towns. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Towns has got 8 points.
That's fantastic shot making this quarter after struggling a bit in the first.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's a good call, Greg. They need a fresh, new approach here.
And here we can check out the story on Kyrie Irving. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month, averaging about 27 points per, 9 assists, and almost 2.5 steals. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Well, and this is exactly who he is, a flat-out scoring machine. You plug him in and let him go to work.
Now, here is Morris. He has 6. Here's Irving. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Irving's got his second bucket of the night.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Here's Teague. Wiggins outside. Shoots over Brown, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Horford.
Well, Wiggins, one of those guys who draws fouls at an excellent rate.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And on the season, he's just a shade under 80 from the line. I'll bet he'd like to get that up over that mark.
Good on both. And so it's Boston with it, trailing by 5. This is their first chance to take a look at the Timberwolves this season.
Yeah, and taking on an interconference foe, certainly not a rival. They're the better team, and they showed it, winning both matchups last season.
And it's sent back by Morris. Brown kicks to Tatum. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Tatum's got his first 2 points of the night.
Now, this guy's so good at making great decisions. Jason Tatum on the catch and shoot. That's nice.
And stolen by Irving. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Floats it up for Sharich. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
Irving against T. Al Horford. He had 13 points in the win against Cleveland.
The other thing I thought was big, guys, was the incredible night he had on the glass. No one wanted any part of him down there.
Chalk up 2 there. Tatum's got 4 this quarter.
You have to be effective from anywhere on the floor if you're going to be elite. Jason Tatum, the in-between game, that's on point too, fellas.
Now here's Covington. 14 points from him the last game against San Antonio.
And his big night wasn't limited to his offense. His steals numbers were way up there, and it was a special night for him in just about every way.
Boston's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Here's Morris, and Morris throws it down.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
T kicks to Covington. To the inside. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
The Timberwolves shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Robert Covington. Marcus Smart's checked in for Boston. And that one falls from Sharich. Irving with the ball. 6 points for him. Inside, Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Woo-hoo, Kyrie Irving doing work with the pass. That's pretty.
Minnesota's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Here's Gibson. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Here's Tatum, and he hammers that one down right in the face of Dario Saric.
I tell you, this guy is capable of some amazing finishes. Jason Tatum, my goodness.
And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Outside, Towns.
Third foul of the half, and that's the risk you take leaving him out there.
It's his first trip to the line. The free throw drops for Towns.
Well, he spent 1 year in college at Kentucky, yet Karl Anthony Towns has made such a smooth transition to the NBA. His ascension, guys, has been really remarkable. Boy, he's just been so consistent, right? I mean, every time he's gotten to the stripe, he's delivered. This is great stuff.
Here's Irving. 6 points for him. The pass to Horford, to the inside, and stolen by Jeff Teague. Got a piece of it.
Well, really improving as a defender. Jason Tatum has those long arms to redirect shots.
Boston trailing. 1:56 left in the first half of the game. Irving up top. Teague covering. Irving's shot is good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Teague kicks to Towns. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Towns has got 8 points here in this quarter.
I think you could see early on that he was really with a rhythm and flow tonight, and now he's really starting to take off.
KG, I want to give you a special thanks for joining us, helping us with the call tonight. You always have a seat at this table to broadcast any of our games.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me come through, man. It was an honor, man, seriously.
We'll do it again soon.
Let me know, man.
That's KG. That's the great Kevin Garnett.
My dog.
And always a special occasion to have KG with us, Doris, a guy who really brings it every time we speak with him.
Well, his enthusiasm is contagious. This guy is a leader on and off the court. There's a vibrancy, a joy that he brings that was key to his success as a player and how fun as a broadcaster.
And so he hits both.
You know what's interesting is so many people wondered how Kyrie Irving would fit with the Boston Celtics. Well, the answer was pretty perfectly. He steps right into the system and has to carry the team, and the team flourishes with him at the head.
Now Morris, after the missed three from Karl Anthony Towns. Irving against Gibson. Floats it up.
Oh, gentlemen. My goodness, step back.
That was incredible. The Timberwolves trail. Outside Teague. Pass to Towns. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them. And no doubt that Marcus Smart is one of the better defenders at his position. Quick feet are complemented by that strong frame, and he just digs in and against would-be scorers and just never lets them get comfortable.
Rose, he's checked in for Minnesota.
One shot, gentlemen.
Nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Timberwolves trail by 5.
2-for-1 territory, but they got to work quick.
Right, you don't want to rush it, but you do want to get off as quick a shot as possible.
That one's off, still out of sync.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Irving dishes to Smart. Outside Irving. Feeds to Horford. Shoots from 12. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 7th assist here tonight. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
Well, he just gets ahead of himself and throws it away, right? You've got to have better focus than that.
Takes a 3, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Boston heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what was your plan for tonight?
I was trying to get assists in the beginning, and I'm just having a good time out here. Got it going a little bit. Enjoying myself.
Okay, Kyrie, we'll see you in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They gathered some serious momentum in the second quarter, and as well as they played, it's a little bit of a surprise that their lead isn't more than 7 points here at the half. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
And that's going to do it for us.
The buildings of downtown Minneapolis all lit up on this lovely evening. Welcome back, everyone, to the Twin Cities. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Andrew Wiggins in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, great job from him in that first half of drawing fouls and getting to the line.
Well, he certainly put the defense in a tough spot in that half. Forces the issue, draws the contact time and time again.
Celtics leading by 7. On the court for the Celtics. Irving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt. Down low, it's Morris and Horford. And it's Tatum in at the 3 slot. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And with all the drama, Greg, that has followed Irving the past few seasons, he reached out to Kobe Bryant for some guidance.
And just like Irving and LeBron had to go their own ways, so did Kobe and Shaq. Very few players know what it's like to be in a situation like Irving, but Kobe's one of them. And Kobe gave Irving the confidence to not be afraid of standing out in his career decisions, and so far it's paid off handsomely.
Free throw, good, Irving.
Well, Uncle Drew will go out there and do his thing, won't he? Kyrie Irving, an exceptional player. And in fact, if you ask other NBA players, he's one of their favorite to watch.
And so Irving nails both of them. Out of offenses, Doris, initiate that high pick-and-roll offense, which is so fun to watch. Which ball handlers do you want running that play for you if you were on the sideline?
Come on now, there are some master manipulators in the pick-and-roll. Let's begin with the great James Harden. We'll begin with his teammate Chris Paul. Steph Curry. You give Steph Curry options to read in a pick-and-roll, he's going to make the right choice. There are a lot of guys who can manipulate the defense in a pick-and-roll, but those 3 are at the top of my list.
Passes it to Brown. Kicks to Tatum. Back to Brown. Just 5 to shoot. Nice ball movement by Boston. Irving finds Horford. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Right side Teague. And he banks in the layup. Teague's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
I'll tell you, how about a high percentage opportunity from Jeff Teague? As a scorer, you love to get those easy ones.
Boston leading by 5. Irving passes to Morris. Irving kicks to Brown. Out to Morris. The 3 from Tatum. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Saric. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. And that's now 9 points for Dario Saric.
Marvelous starts the second half. 3 for 3.
Over in the corner, Brown. That shot off the mark. And Minnesota now the other way. Pass to Covington. To the middle. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Over in the corner, Brown. In the corner, Irving with it. Good on the triple. Irving's got 15.
How easily scoring comes for Kyrie Irving. So intelligent, such a good decision maker.
And there's the pass to Wiggins. He kicks to Towns. Over Horford. And it's Towns missing.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
And there's the call on Dario Saric. That's his first foul. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Morris. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Tatum's shot is off.
Tough start to the second half. Just 1-5. Wow.
No coverage that time. 18 points for Andrew Wiggins.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Horford finds Hayward. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Doris, great to see Gordon Hayward out there fully recovered from his injury.
You know, Kev, after watching that injury happen, you had to wonder if he'd ever play again. So how wonderful to see Gordon Hayward just step between the lines and compete.
And he knocks down the first one.
Yeah, and Gordon Hayward is a player who's always found a way to add something to his game. Now he feels comfortable going at a defense either inside or out. Great strength when attacking the rim and can shrug off those defenders.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Zhang's checked in. Hayward hits them both. And Greg, you mentioned Hayward's strength. That and his ball fakes seem to be not as recognized as they should be.
Yeah, I think Hayward has one of the better pump fakes in our league. Great deception with inside-out dribbles to create space. And the things he does well aren't immediately apparent, but Hayward's terrific fundamentals are what make him a great scorer.
And when the Celtics traded out of the first overall pick in 2017, you know, many, Greg, thought they were settling for Jason Tatum for team needs, but he might be the best overall player in that draft.
Listen, the Celtics said they would have been fine taking Tatum first overall, and I believe him. I mean, Tatum looks like he could be a superstar very early in his career and does everything at a high level and is already a terrific shooter from deep. Plus, he just has a poise and an air about his game that speaks of superstar.
He hits both from the stripe.
When you think about the Boston Celtics last year, they were defined by their defense. But one overlooked area was the improvement they made in their defensive rebounding numbers. Think about it, was their only top 10 finish in that category in the last 10 years. Incredible.
Offensive rebound. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Fact of the matter is, Karl Anthony Towns could be a menace on the glass. Good luck with this guy.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
The free throw drops for Towns. And, of course, the key to the Celtics' success last year, proficiency on the defensive end in general.
Well, best defense in the league by many statistical measures, Kevin. They had incredible switchability almost across the board. Pretty much everyone on the floor could guard multiple positions. This is how they built their roster.
And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Boston with the rebound.
Well, he carves out the space he needs, just the finish was not good.
Tatum passes to Rozier. Kicks to Baines. Rozier against T. Hayward outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Timberwolves trail by 7. Pass to Covington. Towns wide open. Buries it from 3-point range. Towns has got 6 in the quarter.
Well, what a beautiful outside touch. Karl Anthony Towns knows he has the green light to shoot, and he does it with such confidence.
Rozier kicks to Hayward. Passes to Baines. And stolen by Wiggins. And here we go. Towns heading to the hoop. And it's blocked by Brown. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Daniel Tice is checked in for the Celtics. Here's Jang. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Teague surveying the D. 6 to shoot. In the corner, it's Jang. From the baseline. And Baines pulls it down.
Well, they know not to leave him open from mid-range, and they're all over him on that shot.
Teague against Rozier. The 19-foot shot. Boston. No good that time either. Timberwolves trail by 4. T kicks to Covington. Here's Tolliver. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Here's Baines. He has 5.
Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
Doris, statistically, today's game is picked apart by so many different ways. But for you, what are the statistical areas that you are most interested in?
Well, I think one of the things that can be undervalued, particularly from the defensive side of the ball, are things like deflections or charges taken or even shots contested. And I say those things, Kevin, because deflections force an offense to restart. Charges taken gets a possession for your team. And shots contested affects, obviously, the field goal percentage of the team you're guarding. So it's all of those little defensive stats that you really have to track and be monitoring to understand the value that they have on winning.
Very interesting. Here is Tolliver. He's got 5.
Well, getting in the lane and making your presence known is crucial part of the defense for these guys.
And it goes down 2 points. Baines has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Oh, Kevin, don't you love how unselfish Marcus Smart is? Sees the open man, whips the pass over in just the right amount of space.
Now here's Rose. No points in the game yet for him. Dang gets a wide open look. Rebound Boston. Baines has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Hayward, and Hayward with the stuff.
I don't think you can let Gordon Hayward get free around the rim. This guy will throw it down and leave no doubt.
Timberwolves trail by 8. Outside Rose. Dishes to Jang. And he converts the layup. Jang's got his 2nd bucket.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Brown outside. No good from outside.
Oh, great job on the closeout, providing a lot of good D on the perimeter.
Well, that's just superb effort on the defensive end. You don't allow the shooter to get into a rhythm from deep.
That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Dang. Dang's got 6.
Well, the height advantage in this matchup becomes a big factor when he's in the low box.
Smart against Covington. Outside, Smart. Hayward on the wing. No good with the triple. And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Timberwolves. It's Covington on the wing. He's covered by Brown. Smart against Dang. 4 on the shot clock. The shot's good. Now just a 2-point Celtic lead.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Hayward on the wing. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Hayward's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, this is the classic hot hand, right? If he can keep it up, their lead will be safe.
And taken away by Brown. Rozier the pass to Hayward. It's stolen by Rose. Here's Dang. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 5 assists in the game. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And unfortunately, injuries will always be the concern with Derrick Rose. Still loves the game of basketball, knows he is limited compared to what he once was. Amazing with all he's fought through, he can still perform at such a high level.
Minnesota making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. The Celtics with the lead. Now, here's Rozier. 6 points for him. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And a quick review, looking at some numbers here for Covington. He's putting up 9 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
Yep, that one goes.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Rozier kicks to Brown. Pass to Baines. Nice ball movement by Boston. Hayward. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, he just keeps rolling right now. What a terrific quarter for him on the offensive end.
Sharch has checked in for Robert Covington. And then for Boston. Horford comes in for Aaron Baines. And Irving subbed in for Rozier.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Timberwolves trail by 3. And here's Rose. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Outside, Smart. Hayward against Gibson. Hayward dishes to Brown. There's the pass to Horford. Smart on the wing. 5 to shoot. The Celtics need to get a shot off. No good from Irving.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Yeah, that's a surprising miss, Greg. I have a feeling if they get that shot again, they'll knock it down next time.
Marcus Morris has checked in for Boston. Minnesota's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Rose looking around. A minute 42 left to play in the third. They get it back. And Hayward with the block.
Well, this is where Gordon Hayward has turned himself into a dependable two-way player. How good is he at using his length to turn away these shots?
The past few seasons, Doris, Al Horford has really stepped up his passing.
Well, he has, Kevin, and part of it certainly is the system. But to me, this guy has incredible vision and feel on the offensive end of the floor. He's a key component of what they do.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, the Timberwolves last year finally broke through that 14-year playoff drought, but they made it very clear that's not enough. This is a team with much bigger aspirations.
So he gets them both. And the Timberwolves, Doris, plan to be aggressive, getting bounced in the first round. Not going to satisfy them.
They've made it clear they want deep playoff runs and a chance to compete for titles. To do that, they understand they'll need to get a lot better.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks.
And to me, Marcus Morris, guys, has proven he's a critical piece. On the defensive end, he can guard either forward position. He can guard bigger guys because of his strength. And on the offensive end, he can go inside or out. He can come off the bench or be a starter. I love his game.
Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Minnesota. And the Celtics also making a change. Tatum's checked in. And last season, Morris was hurt for a spell, and the team missed his depth.
Right, Kevin, because Marcus Morris coming out of the summer was not 100% healthy. But as the year wore on, he became a matchup problem and an excellent defensive player.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And a look now at the Boston Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Thursday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the New York Knicks. Then on Saturday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Chicago against the Bulls.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
And when you talk about someone being thrown into the fire, Tatum called on early by the Celtics his rookie year.
That's right. With the injury to Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum was placed into a very prominent role. And how impressive was he with the poise and the polish throughout the year? Really incredible.
And so he hits both.
I think the one constant with Tom Thibodeau is you can always hear his voice the entire game. Doesn't matter if you're up 20 or down 20, you will hear Tom Thibodeau on the sideline.
King can't get it to go. Celtics leading by 7. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Rose against Irving. He kicks to Morris. It's stolen by Sharks. And this will be his second and third shots at the line here.
And they have really leaned on his free throw shooting at times this season. He's been there for them, too, with 88% from the line.
Saric nails them both.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
Irving surveying the floor over Rose, and that shot was up in time but doesn't go in. So it's Gordon Hayward making things happen for the Boston Celtics. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
Three-tenths quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Timberwolves. Gibson plays the 4 with Towns in the middle. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Rose. And it's Saric in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Now here's Saric. Can't hit that one. Good work defensively by Horford. Oh, Morris in position. The shot off that time. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Wiggins against Smart. Wiggins finds Rose. On the wing, Wiggins, guarded by Smart. Boston leading by 5. Outside Irving. In the corner, Tatum with it. The feed to Morris. To the paint, deflects the pass. Towns with the steal. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Towns has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Timberwolves. Boston shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Irving passes to Horford. Back to Irving. And the rejection by Towns.
Well, his value to this team on both ends. Not many guys can defend the perimeter and the rim the way Towns can.
Rose kicks to Wiggins. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. That one on Smart.
That's what this team needs right now. Solid scoring chance.
Exactly. This isn't the time to settle for jumpers. If they have a chance to attack the rim, they've got to do it.
Minnesota making a switch here. Teague's checked in. Now here's Irving. Pass to Horford. Now here's Tatum. Defended by Towns. Saric against Tatum. And the shot is good. And that's now 10 points for Horford.
Wow, come on now. If Al Horford, if he's this close, the D is toast.
Timberwolves have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Towns finds Teague. Nice pass. Right under the rack perfectly for the layup. Teague's got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves. Teague against Irving. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And here's Tatum for 3. Hits it from three-point range. And the Celtics lead by 3.
This guy is a sensational shooter. It doesn't take a lot of separation for Jason Tatum to put it in the basket.
Horford against Towns. Wiggins outside. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Towns. Fires the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got 3 assists in the game. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And Karl Anthony Towns, one of the most prolific three-point shooters in the league. At least top 3 amongst all 7-footers. And his three-point percentage elite as well, over 40%.
Robert Covington's checked in for the Timberwolves. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Brad Stevens went over with his guys during the break. He knows his team is struggling tonight from the three-point line, so he told them to go for more quality shots inside. We're shooting way too many threes, he said. No more Hail Marys. Let's get inside to the post. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. And here's Covington following the three-pointer by Kyrie Irving. Over Morris. It'll go. The Boston lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Covington. And Towns said he'd emulate Kevin Durant as a kid playing on the perimeter at Kentucky. Cal made him play inside, work in the post, and use his size.
So going back to his roots with his three-point shooting, the association experiencing a three-point renaissance, and he really does fit the mold.
Smart goes in, and the dunk by Horford.
Kev, how about Al Horford with the power slam? That's a message right there.
Teague kicks to Saric. Outside, Towns. Passes to Teague. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. 8 points for Teague.
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
They are getting after it hard. It has become a real battle out there.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Yeah, with the score this close, guys, I am shocked at the lack of defensive aggressiveness. That has to be shored up. Well, this is a tough night so far. They'd be smart to rely more on a couple of their other options.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. That sends Kyrie Irving to the free throw line. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins. Brown is checked in for Boston.
One shot, behind the lanes.
And Doris, the Wolves, a lot of promise, but how do they deliver?
I think Tom Thibodeau says it best, Kevin. It's the little things. The magic is actually in the work you put in every day. No shortcuts, no easy way out. There's a price to be paid for winning in the NBA. How about Karl Anthony Towns, guys? At the age of 11, guess how tall he was? 6'3". So it was his goal to develop a complete skill set all the way back then. Boy, how about that? Ahead of the game in terms of the NBA.
Shooting two.
And the first one drops. And talk about the mindset nowadays. Kids like Towns growing up not content to just play in the paint.
That's exactly right, Kevin. His father would divide their workouts into two halves. The first was face-up, dribbling, perimeter shooting. The second half of that workout, the interior, footwork, mic-and drills, finishing over either shoulder. Boy, that's a pretty smart dad.
And Towns drops them both. And not too long ago, Doris, the Celtics put up the most shots in the league 2 years in a row, but last season they were 25th in that category.
Well, think about it, Kevin. They became a different type of team 1 year ago. There was more movement, more sharing of the basketball. They went deeper into the shot clock on almost every possession, and that made it harder for defenses to key in on any one individual.
And here's Morris for three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Towns has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. And they get it back. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Covington against Tatum. Here's Towns. Misses the three.
And that's how you have to defend him out there on the three-point line. Played him perfectly.
Brown. And a little luck that time, but it drops. And the Celtics lead by 6.
Well, don't you love the way Jaylen Brown is squaring up in the mid-range? This guy's getting his feet under him. His pre-shot preparation outstanding.
And Wiggins throws it down.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Now Irving. Banked in off the glass. Irving's got 15 points here in the second half.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Minnesota calls timeout. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
Well, I think during this timeout, they've got to talk about ways to deny the basketball to him. That's the key, because when he gets it, chances are he's going to score.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Kyrie Irving.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Tipped away. Here's Sharch. Connects on the 9-footer.
Boy, that's all by design now. Get the shot as soon as possible on that inbound pass.
And it's Irving with the ball for the Celtics. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Kicks it to Tatum. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That's his 5th foul.
Oh, my. He really needs to be careful now. That was his 5th foul of the night.
Brown feeling it out a bit. Pass to Irving. 5 to shoot. Teague knocks it away.
Wow, how about the superb extension on the block from Jeff Teague? He just reads this man perfectly, Kevin.
And the foul called on Marcus Morris. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Irving against Teague. The pass to Covington. 5 on the clock. Over Tatum.
If you're going to play for this team, you've got to be willing to mix it up on the defensive end. And Jason Tatum gets in the space of the shooter. That's nice.
And the rejection by Towns. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Covington wide open. He fires. No good from outside. Boston leading by 4. Left side, Brown. Morris inside. Charges there. Here's Brown. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Sharks. On the wing, Wiggins. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far. Boston's gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Irving against Teague. Outside Tatum. In the corner, it's Morris. He kicks it to Irving. Can they get it? And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. And stolen by Horford. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. And Morris throws it down.
My goodness. Guys, you talk about embracing the moment, burying a key shot. Go ahead, Mr. Morris. We see you doing work.
Teague against Irving. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Celtics leading by 4. Tatum passes to Morris. He feeds it to Irving. It's stolen by Sharks. Fast break, Minnesota. Wiggins with the ball. Moving it up. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Horford. Feeds it to Tatum. Covington with the steal. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Minnesota calls timeout. Timberwolves trail by 4. T kicks to Towns. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
Here's Irving. Brown outside. Minnesota with the rebound. Free throw drops for Covington. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Boston leading by 3. Here's Irving. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Irving's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
We all know that Irving wants to be the man to hit that shot. And when he takes it, he usually finds a way to finish.
And that one's good. Towns.
Oh, needing a bucket there. Towns doesn't hesitate.
There's 1:40 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Towns against Horford. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Irving. Celtics passing it around. Tatum's shot is off.
Nice timing to get up on that shot.
Boy, you can't ask for better defense, Greg. Excellent work getting right into the grill of the shooter. Big shot maker. Wiggins poised in the clutch.
And here's Irving following the three-pointer by Andrew Wiggins. Irving double team. And here's Brown outside. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. It's Covington on the wing. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Celtics. There's the dish to Morris. Pass to Bird. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Irving. Money!
And he's just putting the team on his back when he's needed most.
Don't you just love to see that confidence when taking these big shots?
Now here's Teague. Elbow shot. Al Horford with the rebound. And so they foul intentionally. And here's Boston. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
Had to foul and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And he is unable to get the second one. Minnesota calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. We've got 22 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
And right now, you can go for the 2 and then a quick foul, or go for the home run.
Well, you've got to be smart regardless of what you choose to do. You shouldn't just heave the 3 if it's not there. Let's see what happens.
We've got 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Teague for 3. It's in! A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
Oh, my goodness, the cool attitude of Jeff Teague. Such patience in a big-time moment. You have to love his heart.
Outside Irving. Brown outside. To win it. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last second shot is offline. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. And so off the tip, it's Boston. And so they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. So on the floor for Minnesota, we've got Teague. Charge is out there with Towns. Then it's Rose, and it's Covington in at the small forward position. To take the lead, and there's Rose on the assist by Charge. Rose has got the first basket here in overtime for the Timberwolves. Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
And I'll tell you, this is the last thing you want to see.
I just feel so bad for him. What he's going through right now, you just have to hope and pray that it's not too serious.
Luol Deng is checked in for Robert Covington. Brown outside. And Brown throws it down hard.
I'll tell you, allow an athlete like Jaylen Brown to get this close, it's going to be finished and finished strong.
Minnesota shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Teague against Irving. Teague kicks to Rose. Back to Teague. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
Well, don't you love how Teague is able to maintain control? He absorbs the hit, finishes through the contact. I tell you, this guy is not shy.
Now, here is Morris. Pass to Hayward. And he'll have a chance for a three-point play. They get Luol Deng.
I think there's no question that Gordon Hayward is now a premier talent in the NBA. This guy can be lights out.
Minnesota making a switch here. Gibson's checked in.
One shot. One shot.
The Timberwolves trail. Outside Rose. Kicks it to Sharch. And there's another one for the Timberwolves.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Irving with it. Floats it up for Horford. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. And finished off by Brown.
Oh, Kevin, Jaylen Brown with the big shot, proving hard work pays off.
Here's Teague. The pass to Towns. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. 29 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Teague against Irving. He dishes it to Horford. Back to Irving. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Irving's got 31 points.
I love that Kyrie Irving doesn't settle for something on the perimeter. He goes right to the cup.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. We're in OT here with just over 2.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Morris. He kicks it to Horford. Back to Morris. Shot clock at 5. Passes to Horford. Over Towns. Horford no luck. And here's Gibson. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. Outside Rose. Timberwolves passing it around. Teague finds Towns. A beautiful reverse layup. Towns has got 31.
And guys, when everything is working for Karl Anthony Towns, he can put up absolutely staggering numbers. What a performance here.
Now, here is Irving. We're now over 3.5 minutes through this overtime period. Hayward passes to Irving. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Jeff Teague.
You know, Irving isn't just a perimeter player. He's so dynamic inside as a scorer. His strength is savvy, tough to keep the defense on balance.
So the first one drops, and that ties the game up. And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
Boy, what a steady presence at the line. Whether it's a blowout or a tight game like this one, his stroke never varies.
Towns down low, guarded by Horford. Sharch, that's good.
Impressive awareness from Karl Anthony Towns. Dependable at finding teammates with a terrific look there.
It's Brown on the wing.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of thing.
Timberwolves have gotten absolutely red hot in overtime. They had yet to miss a shot. They are 6 for 6. Minnesota calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. 50 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Irving against T. Towns. It's good.
When your stars shine bright in the toughest moments, Towns the look of a superstar.
What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
Morris dishes to Brown. Over Rose. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And the second of 2 is good. That ties the game up.
Boy, the missed free throw there keeping this game at even. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Pulls up on the wing. And the shot is long. Brown right side. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, you've got to appreciate the athleticism of Jaylen Brown. This guy's a quick penetrator who forces defenses to get physical with him, Kevin.
He sinks the clutch free throw. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Ice in the veins right there. They're one stop away from winning this thing.
And the Timberwolves call time here. They're trailing by 2. 17 seconds left in overtime. Teague against Irving. Now here's Teague. Pass to Towns.
How about the timing by Al Horford? Twice on the pipes, sends it back.
And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came through big and did exactly what was necessary once we got into OT.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Kyrie, big numbers for you tonight, and I always wonder what it's like to be in a zone like that offensively.
It was amazing. More importantly, we got the win, and I couldn't have done it without my teammates. They did a heck of a job of competing every single minute of this game. It took everybody's effort from our bench. It took a 15-man effort, and I'm glad we got the win.
15 men, but 1 man was the difference. Thanks, Kyrie. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.